Okay, miss. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened, صراحة. Can you hear me?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Okay. Let's continue. So we were talking about the thesis and we reached this slide. We said that these are the most important 3 slides in the lesson. يعني هيدول رح ياخدوا a little bit time, but they are very important, okay? Let's start with the introduction. Imagine that this is the introductory paragraph. And let me just show you. So imagine that this is the introductory paragraph. First of all, as we said, we start with the hook. Start your paper with a statement about your story that catches the reader's attention. For example, a relevant quotation, as I always tell you, quotations are the most suitable ways to start an essay or to write a hook. A question, a fact, or a definition, or anything else. أنا when we were explaining the expository essay علمتكم كتير طرق, many ways how to write a hook, many kinds of hooks. So the first thing you start with your essay is writing an introduction. The first thing I start with in the introduction is the hook. أكيد أنتوا in the hook you follow the topic or you follow the prompt. Okay? يعني we follow the prompt يعني based on the prompt أنا I write my topic أو I write my hook. Okay? Based on the prompt. خلصنا هلا we wrote our hook. Okay? When I finish writing the hook, يعني when I finish writing the quotation or the definition or the question or the fact or whatever, I move to the second part of the introduction, which is setting the scene. شو يعني setting the scene? Look what you have to write in setting the scene. You have to provide the information the reader will need to understand in the story. شو يعني? يعني who are the major characters? When and where did the story take place? Is the story about something that happened to you, يعني to the writer, or about somebody else? هيدول كمان 2 sentences. You write in them the characters, when and where did the story take place, and is the story a story that happened with you or with somebody else. So لهلا صار عنا writing a hook. Start your paper with a statement about your story. بعدين setting the scene, which should include the characters and the setting. And then we move to the thesis statement. The thesis statement of a narrative essay is different than the thesis statement in the expository essay. Why? Because in the thesis, in the expository, it's very specific. In the narrative, no, it's not specific. Okay? So how do I write the thesis? A narrative thesis can begin the events of the story. يعني أنا in the narrative essay, I can start the first event or the first exciting event in the story بالthesis. It was, for example, يعني هون they're giving you an example. It was sunny and warm out when I started down the path. Okay? هون I started the first event in my story that I was at the path. هون I can keep the reader with excitement. Yani the reader will feel motivated to continue reading and see what happened in the path. We can start a thesis also offering a moral lesson or a lesson learned. I'll never hike alone again. This can be a thesis. I'll never hike alone again. This kind of thesis statements are very catchy, are very motivational, are very attractive. They يعني هيك they push the reader, they grab the reader's attention in order to read more. Or you can identify a theme that connects the story to a universal experience. يعني your story will be connected to experiences that happen with everybody in the world. يعني journeys bring both joy and hardship. يعني journeys, trips can bring you happiness and joy. You can enjoy journeys, but at the same time, you face many difficulties when you go on a journey. So this is a theme which connects to your story and at the same time to many experiences around you. So I'll repeat. The hook is the first sentence in which you start your story. It should be a quotation, it should be a definition, it should be a fact, it should be a question, anything you choose could be a hook, okay? Set the scene. As we said, after writing the hook, we write the characters, who are the major characters, and the time and place in which the story happened. Then you write the thesis statement, which can be one of the events, which can be a moral lesson, which can be a theme connected to a universal experience which everybody around the world experienced. Okay? This is concerning the introduction. Is everything clear?
Yes, Miss.
The others, any question?
No.
So you all understood everything? يعني بكرة the exam I'm going to see amazing introductions. I hope so. Okay. So let's now continue with the body paragraph. Let's continue with the body paragraphs. In the body paragraphs, there are many things that you can write. Of course, you're going to develop the effects. يعني you are going to write what happened with you. First of all, you can start with something called show and tell. What do we mean by show and tell? Or show and, don't tell. Good storytelling includes details and descriptions. شو يعني details and descriptions? يعني let's say that I was on a trip with my friends and suddenly something dangerous happened to us. I have to describe every single detail in the story so that the reader will imagine my experience, will understand my experience, will close his eyes and imagine that this scene is happening now in front of him. Think about using all the five senses. يعني in the narrative tense, use your five senses. Smell, see, hear, touch, and taste. Use them. Describe them. Describe what you see, describe what you hear. All of these are very important. To add details about what you heard, so felt during the event. For example, my heart jumped as the dark shape of the brown grizzly lurched toward me out of the woods provides more information about what the writer saw and felt than I saw a bear when I was hiking. Which one is more attractive? Which one grabs your attention more? Which one allows you to feel more with the reader? If he said, my heart jumped as the dark shape of the brown grizzly lurched toward me out of the woods, or I saw a bear while I was hiking. Of course, the first one. In the first one, he described his feelings by using my heart jumped, and this is the personification. He described how the grizzly bear lurched toward me, was walking toward me in the woods. So this is more attractive, okay? Now I move to supporting evidence. In a personal narrative, your experience acts as the evidence that proves your thesis. يعني إذا أنا in the thesis I started with a quotation or with an event or with a moral lesson, my experience in the body paragraphs should prove the thesis. The events of the story should demonstrate the lesson learned or the significance of the event to you. يعني أنا if I said in the thesis I learned حأعطيكم شيء very simple يعني example I learned that I have to say the truth. هيدا thesis. Let's say for example بقوم أنا in the body paragraphs I don't even talk about truth. This is wrong. I have to prove in the body paragraph that my experience really learned me that I have to say the truth and I have to be honest. Okay, Anna, I will stop here for today. We will continue tomorrow with the rest of the body paragraph, the conclusion, and then يعني tomorrow بنخلص أصلاً دغري. Conclusion, and we have a personal narrative prompt هي as a model نقراها, we explain it, and that's it. Okay, so we have only 1 more minute, so I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you all for attending.
Bye, Miss.